What's up, guys? Game Fiend Fiend of all games here, and I'm back. And it's Saturday, and once again, it's time for another drama script. It's Saturday, and let's start off with Raw. I'm gonna probably do this different. I'm gonna go to Raw into SmackDown. I'm gonna say TNA for last because if you guys saw TNA, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Starting off with Raw. The first match on the card was CM Punk and Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan and Kane, which was an okay tag match, which was okay with CM Punk and Sheamus winding up winning after Kane left Daniel Bryan high and dry to go chase after AJ, which is weird. AJ wins the Craziest Chick of the Year award because the role she's playing is just phenomenal. Then it was Dolph Ziggler versus Jack Swagger, which was an awesome match, which Dolph Ziggler won, and then after the match he received a kiss from Vicky Guerrero, so I take it how you want it. And then after that was a nice promo between Paul Heyman and Triple H, and with ending with Triple H basically laying out Paul Heyman, and Triple H revealed the SummerSlam poster, which has Brock Lesnar on it, which Triple H was just basically calling Brock Lesnar out because he wants a match between Brock Lesnar, and that should be the first main event over Cena in a long time. So hopefully people won't complain about that. Cena shouldn't be in the main event. Shouldn't be in the main event, but then again, you never know. Excuse me. After that was Santino Marella versus Alberto Del Rio. Obviously, Alberto Del Rio won. And then you had Wendy Richter and Cyndi Lauper with the appearance of Heath Slater messing everything up, and then Piper comes out. And basically they just did a. I don't see how Heath Slater gets TV time because he sucks. But yeah, basically they did a little promo, and Piper winded up giving Cyndi a golden record, which Cyndi just took it and smashed it over Heath Slater's head. And it took 2 times for her to successfully get it through his head. But yeah, that was. And then the main event was John Cena versus David Otunga and John Laurinaitis in the main event. Long story short, Big Show and David Otunga winded up walking out of him, which just made it a one-on-one match. And John Cena beat the holy crap out of John Laurinaitis, and that's probably be the last time we'll ever see John Laurinaitis. And that's how Raw ended. And Raw wound up getting a 3.40 cable rating, which is the highest rating since the day after WrestleMania 27. Other side notes that happened on Raw: Mick Foley was the general manager of Raw and SmackDown this week because they're doing past GMs coming back to be the GM for the week. But they're not. They didn't say anything about celebrities. Hopefully they don't go back into celebrities. But so far, you had Mick Foley, who used to be the commissioner because he's cool. He wasn't a GM, he was the commissioner, which I kind of liked. It was different, even though they're technically the same thing. And now next week, we heard that Vicky Guerrero is going to be the general manager of both shows. So far, they're keeping, when they say people that used to be past general managers, they're keeping the WWE WWE superstars that were past general managers, and hopefully it stays like that. Hopefully, because I hated the celebrity GMs more than anything. And we're gonna move on to SmackDown. Okay, SmackDown started off with Teddy coming out saying that John Laurinaitis is fired, and right after that, Big Show comes out saying that he didn't care about John Laurinaitis, he only cares about himself. Then the Funkasaurus comes out, tries to confront Big Show. He headbutts him. Big Show falls, and David Otunga knee clips him from behind, and then Big Show just kicks his bad leg. And then the best segment of SmackDown was David Otunga did the Carlson and then mocked the Funkasaurus to his music. That was the best thing on SmackDown. Yes, it was. Go find that clip somewhere on the internet. And then after that, another Ryback squash. They didn't give him 3, they just gave him 2 more randoms. I guess they're gonna make us pay for us to see him squish 3. A funny Mick Foley backstage promo with Vicky Guerrero and the Great Khali. That was funny. Alberto Del Rio defeated Christian, which was the best match on the card in my opinion. Kane defeated Daniel Bryan with a good back and forth, but they had a botch. Mick Foley came down in the ring to do another promo, interrupted by Heath Slater. Then Mick Foley said your opponent is Zack Ryder. Yay, Zack Ryder on television. That's not Superstar. Wait, Superstar's not on TV. Zack Ryder on a televised WWE television show. Yes, yes, yes. Zack Ryder wins. The Usos versus Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Prime time, and the $1 million players win, and then after that, at backstage, the Coltons assault them backstage. Let's see, Santino Marella comes out looking for the best sign, which they should kind of do that every week, at least on SmackDown. At least have Santino Marella come out and do the best sign thing. That was actually interesting. I actually enjoyed that. And the main event was Sheamus defeated Dolph Ziggler. And now here's TNA. It's only going to get worse. Well, no, that's the worst part, is the ending. Everything's going to make sense until you guys hear the ending. Well, okay, Impact starts off live. Hogan comes out and says we're not going to address what happened to Sting and the Ninjas. We're not even going to replay. We're not even going to give them any credit. I'll save that rant for later. After that, Austin Aries comes out, and then Hogan said you either had option A, which was to give in the X Division title for a shot at the TNA World Heavyweight title, or to keep the X Division title. So Austin Aries comes up with a third plan, which is I'll give up the X Division title, which basically better people have held this title. What do you try to say? This title than people that held the World Heavyweight title. But you have to make it so that the person that makes it to the X Division pay-per-view has the option to trade in their X Division title for a shot at the World Heavyweight title. And they agree to it, so Austin Aries hands over his X Division title, which is weird because TNA didn't update that, because it still has Austin Aries as the X Division champion. It doesn't say that the X Division title is vacant. But, yeah. So it starts the open fight night, and Mr. Anderson calls out Christopher Daniels, and this is a Bound for Glory series match, which was funny because Christopher Daniels was drinking wine in the backstage. He was like, "You're gonna call me out, really?" And then there was a Joseph Park sighting in the crowd. Everybody marked out. Well, everybody was watching at home, that is. And Mr. Anderson wins, and Anderson gets 7 points. And why they had Mr. Anderson beat the Fallen Angel, I don't know. Mr. Anderson is so... Christopher Daniels is so better than the ring, but he couldn't carry Anderson because Anderson's nowhere near on his level in wrestling ability-wise. So that match was okay for what it's worth, but having Christopher Daniels losing, I wasn't okay with that. So yeah, Anderson gets 7 points. Then they show backstage AJ Styles and Dixie Carter saying that they're concerned with how they got to tell the world about what's going on. Then they had a Brooke Hogan segment. I'm going to skip that because I know none of you care about it. And if you do, wow, you're a Brooke Hogan fan, more dedication to you. And the Impact Zone, Kurt Angle and Robbie E. Of course, Kurt Angle won via tap out, so Kurt Angle gets 10 points. Gut check video is Taylor Hendricks. A spotlight for the gut check. Then you have Magnus comes out. Then it was Magnus versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles lost, so Magnus wins via pin, so Magnus gets 7 points. Then they show Hendricks was warming up for a gut check opportunity. Then her match, Taylor Hendricks versus Tara, was actually a good match. I hope TNA signs Taylor. She is a bit green, she is that, but she actually showed a little that she knew what the hell that she was doing. Better than, what's her name? That chick from the Mexican Americans. She's green as hell. I'm glad they kept her off the television. But yeah, Tara won. Then backstage, Joseph Park was shown arguing What the heck? Yeah, Joseph Park was show horroring with Bully Ray. And back to the Impact Zone, Samoa Joe's music started playing, and he called out the Cowboy. So it was James Storm versus Samoa Joe in another Bound for Series match. It was a good match. The Storm wound up winning, and Storm is leading the series with 27 points. James Storm has 27 points. He either has to lose his next 2 matches or get disqualified once for anybody else to ever have a chance in this Bound for Glory series match, unless they do another contract BS ladder match, which they did last year and it was bad. And for some reason they decided to do another Brooke Hogan sighting. So after that, it was the Pope versus Angelero and another Bound for Series match. Long story short, Abyss started getting involved, which was rare because he showed up, which was funny because Bully Ray was talking all this hot mess about how if I see your brother, I'm gonna destroy him. Mind you, he shows up right in his face, chasing him or walking to him like a zombie, and Bully Ray does nothing. He just runs away, which doesn't make any sense because you just said you were going to destroy him, and now he's in your face and you're running away from him. Bully logic. Pope wins. He gets 7 points. And yeah, Brooke makes her follow appearance on the night. They showed her 3 times, which I don't know why. And it was Miss Puerto Rico versus Mickie James. And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about Miss Tessmacher, which was an awesome match. And Miss Tessmacher wound up winning. And then the main event was, since nobody called Jeff Hardy and nobody called Rob Van Dam out, they was like, let's just put you 2 in the main event. So the main event was Jeff Hardy versus Rob Van Dam in a Bound for Series match, which was a great overall match. A nice DDT by Jeff Hardy, and then he followed up by the Twist of Fate. And Jeff Hardy wins. He winds up getting 7 points. Now here comes for the BS. Here's the ending. Here we go. At this moment, both AJ Styles and Dixie Carter make their way to the ring. So just when they're about to reveal, they're both tearing up. They're about to reveal this secret that Kaz and Christopher Daniels had on both of them for the past 2 months. They're about to reveal it, and AJ goes, you know what? We don't have to do this. We can leave. We can do this. Blah blah blah. And just when they're about to leave, some random chick comes out, which she looks like she's in her 20s, and the first thing that goes through her late 20s, early 30s. So she comes out, and the first thing that goes through my head was like, oh man, they are going in. Are they about to release that they have a secret child or something? And so AJ lets her in the ring by sitting on the middle rope, and then she announces her name, which I could give 2 cents less because this is the first time we've seen this woman. So she announced her name, and she goes, AJ is a remarkable guy, this, that, and the third. And she goes, I'm here to say that AJ Styles and Dixie Carter did not have a sexual affair. She goes, I used to be a drug addict, this, that, and the third, and AJ Styles and Dixie Carter helped me get off drugs. And then they cut back to Christopher Daniels and Kazarian start freaking out. They go, what? Wait, nobody told me that she was supposed to be here. Like, how was she here? And then they just go on about that. She just starts talking about how that Days 2 was trying to protect her, this, that, and the third. And then Kazarian and Christopher Daniels rush down to the ring, and then AJ Styles turns into freaking Superman, takes them out cleanly both at one time, and that's how TNA ended. Okay, now let me get started. How should I break this down? It's gonna go over the 20-minute mark, so there might be 2 Gears of War gameplays in the background. Should be 49 and 50 at this point. Get back to TNA. Okay, you have it all planned out that it looks like there's an affair going on between you two, which is something that's bad. So you change it, or you have it planned all along that you guys were keeping it a secret from both apparently because Sarge didn't know what coming on. He punched AJ Styles in the face. So you keep it separate and you keep it separate and a secret from both of y'all families that you guys were helping the drug addicts. Since when helping drug addicts is a bad thing, and why should you keep it? See, WWE helps drug addicts all the time. Look where Scott Hall still is, probably still in rehab. Who paid it? WWE. Why is it bad helping drug addicts and keeping it a secret? Why was this a secret to begin with? Why didn't just go on with the affair thing? But it seems that wasn't the full story to begin with. That it's so bad on so. This storyline is almost as bad as Katie Vick. I just said it. It's probably that bad. To have it end like this and to have AJ Styles turn into Superman. All his demons have been released since the secret's out. He could kick Kazarian and the Fallen Angel 2v1 cleanly. That's how you end Impact. And let's not get started on the ninjas, because I've come to the conclusion that when it deals with TNA and ninjas, everything will just go unresolved, because we don't know what happened. Hulk Hogan was like, we don't want to give them any more spotlight. We don't want to give them any more glow of what they have done. First off, your first Hall of Famer for the company just got jumped. Nobody came to help him. So you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to yell at backstage. You don't want to confront it. Sting wasn't in the Impact Zone. So for all we know, he might have got kidnapped. Which, if he got kidnapped, I'm done with that part of TNA, because we all know how that's going to end. Cough, cough, Samoa Joe. So you don't even have them you don't even have the ninjas do like a surprise like video or anything. Like tell them like, Sting, we know if you've done, or Sting, you've done something wrong, or Sting, we're haunting you. You don't have any of that. So we don't know any about these ninjas. We just know that they came, they saw, they attacked the icon, they got tired while doing it, and then they left. Well, we don't know if they left, because Impact cut off 2 weeks ago with them still attacking Sting. So we haven't seen Sting for a week. So, and you don't want to talk about it. TNA. But besides them not addressing the ninjas, and besides the horrible ending to that story, TNA was actually good. So if you get through the first 2 seconds and the last 15 minutes, TNA was good. But oh man, did they know how to mess it up at the end. Okay, now it's time for some of my thoughts and some of the undrama scripted news. So in some dirt sheets, not all, there's been rumors going around that Alberto Del Rio faked a concussion because he doesn't like how he's being booked and with WWE management. My thoughts on this is that this is pure garbage. Number one, why would you fake a concussion to not be shown on a pay-per-view, which if you do get shown on a pay-per-view, you get residuals for the rest of your life, unless you sell your rights back to the company that was on the DVD that promoted you on the DVD. So you get residuals as long as the DVD is still getting printed and sold. You get residuals for the rest as long as it's still in print. Why would Alberto Del Rio fake a concussion to get himself taken off a pay-per-view, which is something that gives him guaranteed money for the rest of his life as long as the DVD keeps on getting ready to be printed and sold? Because he doesn't like management. Even if he doesn't like the management booking, I would just do the pay-per-view and do the finish just so I could get the number one, you get a pay-per-view bonus because it's a pay-per-view. Number two, you get the residuals for it. As long as it's sold, you get the residuals for how well that pay-per-view gets sold through the buys through the internet, and well, because yes, you can buy it through the internet, and yes, you get the cable box orderings, and that's when the DVD comes out on sale, you get residuals for that again. So why would this man fake a concussion to not get on a pay-per-view? That doesn't make any sense at all. I do not believe that rumor 100%. And also, it's not on all the dirt sheets. It's not on the other two that I trust the most. It was on one of them that I kind of trust, but it wasn't on the other two. So it has to be on all three of my dirt sheets for me to believe anything. So I don't believe, I don't believe that, and I don't believe that. That was just horrible. And other things I have on my mind is that Big Show announced on SmackDown, which I forgot to say, that he's tossing his hat and the Money in the Bank match, which means that the John Cena and Big Show thing is over before it started. That doesn't make any sense to me. And also, that means what's left for John Cena? Are they gonna put John Cena in the Money in the Bank match? They really haven't put any direction forward about what they're gonna do with John Cena. So maybe they might throw him in the Money in the Bank. Hell, that's the only thing he didn't do. Besides King and Ring, he didn't win Money in the Bank. He's done everything else but win Money in the Bank and be a King in the Ring. So that's the only thing that John Cena hasn't done. So who knows? Maybe they'll throw him in the not the King Ring. Maybe they'll throw him in the Money in the Bank. Hopefully they put Dolph Ziggler in the Money and make it have Dolph Ziggler win. And by the way, how are they gonna do this? Are the brands split again since there's no GM for both shows? Even though the special GMs that are coming in week by week are GMs of both. How are they gonna split the? They probably gonna have to go buy Raw brands to do Money in the Bank, which is weird since Raw splits haven't been crap in the past 4 months. Ever since the Raw Super Show started, that Triple H brought out, so Raw brands haven't been crap ever since. So I don't know what they're gonna do about. I don't know what they're gonna do about that. I don't know how they're gonna book Cena. Looks like Alberto Del Rio is gonna have to start from scratch. Oh yeah, and by the way, if Alberto Del Rio did have problems with upper management didn't like that, they would have him lost his last 2 matches, which Alberto Del Rio, last time I checked, won his last 2 matches. So, because as you could tell, WWE can make you or they could just destroy you. Cough, cough, John Morrison. So yeah, I just couldn't believe that. But anyway, this has been another Drama Scripted Saturday. I'm Game Fiend Funeral Games, and later guys, peace.